Hi, thanks for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to take you guys on a ride to the north rim of the Grand Canyon, which is just a village in the National Park of Bryce Canyon for a quick stop. In this video, I will show you some of the viewpoints. I will also show you, just show you some of the viewpoints, is really what it is. Alright, we're on Interstate 17. We're heading towards the Sedona exit. And we're going to take the canyon up to Flagstaff and on our way out to, Cameron, Marble Canyon, and all of those places heading towards the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Your Saturday traffic's not too bad. Cruising right along. It's perfect temperature out, only 81 degrees at the moment. So as we go higher, it'll get cooler and it'll be even better. Oh, it's such a beautiful place. All the big rock formations are really lucky to live in this part of Arizona. I've got a lot of great rides within just an hour of me where I live. But it never gets old seeing the red rocks. When I was growing up, I really never appreciated it. I was going, it's a big deal, red rocks. You can see them anywhere. They got them in Moab. They got them all over this country. And as I got older, I realized that I was just taking it for granted how beautiful this place was and to be able to live here and call this my home. And it brought me a whole new appreciation for it. The only thing that sucks is traffic. I really don't like traffic. It's turned into California traffic here. It's a small town of Sedona, but there is rush hour traffic in the morning and in the evening, and it's not a very fun thing to be stuck in. So this is what I hate about traffic in Sedona. This is just to get out of town right here, going up to Flagstaff, up Highway 89A. And little do you see, they got barricades trying to keep them from crossing over. It still happens though. And then you're sitting here and it gets hot. Sitting on the bike. But what are you gonna do? Because the city doesn't understand how the flow of traffic works, and it's just always on the weekends. Even during some of the weekdays, it's just going to be congested. There's nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to be out of here in a minute, hopefully. Looks like we're going to be moving through here, which is nice, and be on the way up the canyon. How you doing? We are here in Cameron right now. I'm gonna go to the Cameron Trading Post and have some lunch. It's always good food there, and it's got a nice view too. It's right along the Colorado River, or the little Colorado River, and it's just kind of a nice place. It's the last stop really between Flagstaff and I guess Marble Canyon is what I would call it, where you can actually sit down and have a good bite of food. Everything else is just kind of like little stands and I guess I'd say gas stations, which there's not that many of them here too, which I'm about out of fuel. Gonna have to fill up, and then it ought to be good to get all the way up to Kanab on this tank. Not bad out. The weather's pretty good. I mean, like in the cloud cover, 85 degrees. I got no problems with that. Off there in the distance, you see what they call the Painted Desert, which we'll ride through. It ought to be a beautiful scenery. We are here in Cameron right now. Gonna go grab a bite to eat at the Cameron Trading Post. It's been a pretty good weather so far today. I got no complaints. It's been nice. It's not too bad out here. It's like, I don't know, I'd say in the 80s right now. But we're going to go
Try and grab a bite to eat over there, and then get back on the road and continue on towards Kanab. But this is definitely one of the stops you want to make because it's got good food. There's not a whole lot between here and Jacob Lake or Page, maybe like one gas station. So you want to fill up here, you want to eat here because it is good food and you got a nice view, and it's, hey, you can't complain. It's kind of part of the history. So let's go in, take a look, grab a bite to eat, and get back on the road.
Well, now that we're back on the way again, feels good to have a good meal, sit and relax for a minute. And now we go into the desert. And it is pretty beautiful. You know, we go by the painted desert and all that. So no complaints there. Just see here how far we get. Hopefully we can do all of it today, go up to Bryce Canyon. Now we're along the Vermilion Cliffs. They are astonishing. Just that plateau goes straight up vertical. It's like this was a big inland ocean or sea of some kind back in prehistoric times. You can definitely tell that. So almost to Jacob's Lake, which is nice. Means we're almost there. So I just got to get through this. It's kind of hot now. It says 95 degrees out. It's a little warm. For the most part, the whole day, it's been actually really good. I can't say it's been hot or anything. I was sweating until now. So looking forward to climbing back up in elevation and getting out of this heat. Just like that, we're into the pine trees, and it's beautiful up here. Oh, I love it. I love the scenery. I love the forests. The roads are beautiful. You know, there's not much more you could ask for. All I gotta say is hopefully tomorrow I don't run into any bison. I don't like them. I had a run in a couple years ago at Yellowstone with a bison on my motorcycle, and it was not a nice experience for me. Bison was just, guarding his girlfriend, but it made me really nervous. He did not like me sitting there on the Harley. Oh man, but this is just great. It makes it all worth it. Going through the desert to here finally.
So I'm heading up to the visitor center here at Bryce Canyon. It's pretty neat. Kind of reminds me of Yellowstone. Gotta get my book stamped, so gonna do that before they close and then ride through the park a little bit and enjoy my time. theater here at Bryce Canyon. That's beautiful. Millions of years of erosion, and it's held together pretty well, and it's got some really beautiful structures to it. So I've already seen some deer that were just eating off the road, and they kind of snuck up on me. Sorry I'm out of breath. This is 8,300 feet. I'm not used to that. I'm used to 3,400 feet, 3,500 feet. But can't wait to come back here and do Highway 12 because to see the town of Tropic down over there. They gotta have a beautiful view in town of this canyon. So I'm gonna go down the road a little bit more and then head back. So just got the bike loaded up here in Kanab. Yesterday was a long day. It's like 400 and some miles, and definitely not doing that today. But I'm gonna do a lot more videoing today. We're going to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Maybe we'll see some bison. Hopefully not too close because I'm not a fan of them. So let's get on the road.
Oh boy, it feels great out this morning. Bike says it's 65 degrees out. And we're just going to cross back into Arizona. But beautiful scenery here. I'm going to miss the riding. It was beautiful yesterday. I have no complaints about it. It was it was what I was hoping for. And it delivered, that's for sure. And right there, the color in the asphalt, that's our state line. And we're back in wonderful Arizona. So I just got the sign, the next 5 miles, bison, my favorite animal in the world, second to bear. But I see I've had more problem with bison on a bike than I have with bear. Look at the big open meadows. It's just amazingly beautiful.
So like I said, this place is only visited by about 10% of the people that actually go to the Grand Canyon. And you can tell by looking around me, this place is really bustling with people. Maybe only 150 people here, 200 people. So that's the nice part about it. It's a lot more quiet than on the South Rim. South Rim is really busy with people all the time. So this is kind of a nice escape. And a lot of these cabins here, some of them I think you can rent, but it won't be till later in July. But a lot of it is to house the people that work here because they're so far away from everything. Oh, so we're walking out to Harley-Davidson Point right now. I guess I'm winded. It's a beautiful trail, but there's some precarious areas. You know, one bad slip and down the hill you go.
It was nice. Unfortunately, there's no services open except for the Sidewinder Saloon, which is just sandwiches and not a whole lot else, unfortunately. But still, it's nice to be able to sit down and have a bite to eat and relax a little bit. It's definitely warmed up some. It's beautiful out still, my goodness. Loving it. So we're going to go on our way out to Point Imperial and Cape Royal.
It's a bit of a walk to Cape Royal and back. At least it's paved, but and sometimes it's in the shade part of the day. But you got to go through the forest to get out there to it. It's not one of those ones that's just right there when you park. It's just there. It does take a little bit of a walk, and it doesn't look like you're going the right way, but you are. So just remember that too. So when I get done here, we're going to ride back up to Jacob Lake. I'm going to check into my motel room. And I just figured out what a motel and a hotel, the difference between them is. A motel, you can drive up to the door. A hotel, you have to walk inside the building to get to your room. So keep that in mind. That's a good thing to remember. But I'm going to go to Jacob's Lake, get a bite of dinner. They have some awesome food, and it's definitely worth a stop. Bakery is really good. The cookies are awesome, and boy, you could really indulge yourself there real easily. Also, kind of neat here at Cape Royal, you can have a good view of the Colorado River that runs through the canyon at a quiet place. And in the summertime, here, I guess probably more on like a Saturday or a Friday. I don't know really what they do for schedules, but you can get in here and you can see raptors going down the river every once in a while, and it's amazing. The other thing is at the bottom of this canyon, down in the very bottom, it's going to be a good 10 to 20 degrees warmer down there than it is up here. The other great thing, when you get done for the day here, riding back home, the Vermilion Cliffs, which you guys saw on the way out, it's a beautiful area. There are some places to stop. I didn't stop this time, but Cliff Dwellers is a nice place to stop. There's some rock houses there and everything. It's neat to see, but there's also stuff to do on the way here that I didn't do. So keep that in mind if you plan a trip out here. So I'm on my way to see the Walhalla Indian Pueblo. It's a short walk, I believe, from the parking lot. So just settling in for the evening, and it is getting a little cool out here. Anyway, had a good dinner. That had a green chili sandwich is what they call it, and damn, that thing was good. So you ever come here, try that. You won't be disappointed. If you like something with some flavor and some zestiness to it, that's your stuff right there. Today was a lot of fun. It was great getting to see all the viewpoints and everything, and to be able to take my time. I still feel like there is a lot that can be seen out there. It was really cool getting to see the Walhalla glades. I'm not sure why they call it glades. I guess I need to look that up, but all in all, it was neat getting to see that again. And going to Bright Angel Point, kind of seeing how the place has changed, and it really hasn't changed in the last 10 years. Nothing has really changed up here. The road maybe has gotten a little bit rougher. I'll say that. There were some bumps that like popped me up out of the seat. So besides that, it's not a busy place. You can get your moment out there by yourself to look at the viewpoint, and you can just make it whatever you want to make it. That's the best part about the North Rim of the Grand Canyon. It can be whatever you want it to be. Whether you want it to be just, hey, let's go take a quick look at the canyon and go back, or if you want to do wildlife viewing, see the bison that are out here, or, just to be able to go out for a drive and see some beautiful scenery. I mean, you can make it, like I said, whatever you want. I got into Kanab late enough that I went to a Pizza Hut just because I wanted to get some cheap food, and the Pizza Hut was down and they were closing in 30 minutes. So that scratched that idea. So I went to this other restaurant that I went to last year when I was here for the hog rally for the Spring Heat in Arizona rally. And it's called the Rockin' V Cafe. And it's right there if you're going from Kanab, going north towards Bryce Canyon. It'll be on your left-hand side on the far side of town. And it's a small little restaurant with parking on the street. But it is really good food. And not a bad price either. I'm kind of having trouble to really think about, when I do these videos, because I started out doing Route 66, and that was a fun video, but I didn't do really any talking in it. It was just video on the motorcycle from helmet cam, and there was a couple shots from a drone. And then when I started doing the Pan America stuff, I kind of had a direction with how I wanted to do it, but it never worked out the way I wanted to. I wanted to camp, and then it was like either it was too cold and I didn't have a good enough sleeping bag for it, or just the weather was bad, or I'd be in an area where there was no camping available. And so for doing these road rides, I really am trying to find my groove for what I'd like to see and get out of the videos to give to people. And so I guess that kind of comes across as being genuine, because right now, like the whole thing today, I didn't know a whole lot about what I was talking about, but I had an idea, but it was not scripted. It was, all just me on the spot, like I'm doing right now, coming up with what to say and how to word it, which I'm not the best person at doing that. I'm trying to tell the story, like I said, this whole trip was, hey, places, when you go from Flagstaff and you're heading up to see the North Rim or Bryce Canyon or Zion, here's some places you can go. Here's some things some places to get food. That's what it's all about, is giving to these small companies, privately owned businesses, family owned businesses, money to help them keep open, because without these places, we wouldn't have these cool places to stop and eat and take a break on a trip. If it was all filled with McDonald's and all you ever did was go to chain restaurants, the world's going to get a lot smaller. Nobody wants that. At the end of the day, it's all about having fun, right? That's why we have motorcycles. You want to go out, you want to have fun, you want to see the world. And America is a great place to explore. And I guess that's where a lot of people want to go on these trips. They got to go on a cruise. They got to go to a different country. You have to do something that's over the top crazy, because you want that sense of, hey, this is special. But you can do that just as easily in a car or on a motorcycle and taking a road trip and actually looking for the history. That is what made this country the way it is today, why we have national parks. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll get you next time.